Hello and welcome to round 6 of Apex this season 20 GT3. I am Daniel Zippy Salmon, an up-and-coming producer, experienced commentator and amateur stand-up comedian. I'm going to be joined here this evening by Apex this veteran Richard Swindells, live here on Pit Road Productions. Tell us a little bit about yourself there, Richard.
Yeah, thanks, Zippy. I'm Richard Swindells, longtime Apex this racer, as a lot of you know. Also past steward, as a lot of you probably hate. Sometimes I even show up here to help out Zippy when he needs an extra hand. But let's take a quick look at what you can look forward to with Apex this Season 20 GT3 live on Pit Road Productions. As Daniel told us earlier, we are at Race 6, Autódromo José Carlos Pace Grand Prix, otherwise known as Interlagos. Next week, July 28th, we'll be at Fuji International Speedway, followed by, for Race 8, August 4th, Road America. August 11th is the Circuit to Barcelona Catalunya Grand Prix. Week 10, August 18th, we'll be at Autódromo Internacional Enzo Edino Ferrari Grand Prix. Week 11, August 25th, at VIR, Virginia International Raceway. They're doing the full course. And they're going to finish off the season September 1st. The home course of Apex this, Circuit of the Americas, the Grand Prix.
Well, definitely a fun schedule on the books, but today we're going to be what is affectionately known as Interlagos. It's Autódromo José Carlos Pace, actually named after a Formula 1 driver. We'll get into that in a minute, but it's basically it's a 4.3 kilometer track, or 2.677 miles, motorsport circuit, and is located in the city of Sao Paulo, Brazil. Internationally known for hosting Formula 1 Brazilian GP stage and the Lollapalooza Music Festival. I didn't know that until today. That sounds pretty cool. And it has there we go. It's also hosted the Brazilian Motorcycle Grand Prix as well in 1992, the Deutsche Tourwagen Meisterschaft in 1996. Now there's some cars I definitely enjoy. The FIA GT1 World Championship in 2010, and then the FIA World Endurance Championship from 2012 to 2014.
As the major racetrack in the country, it also hosted many previous and active national championships, such as Stock Car Brazil, Campeonato Sudamérica de GT, Formula Truck, Copa Truck, Formula 3 Sudamericana, Brazilian Formula 3 Championship, and I'm not even going to try the last one there, so you're giving me hard words tonight. In addition, the Provas, oh come on, man! In addition, the Provas Calista road cycling race was held at the venue from 2000 to 2006 and from 2008 to 2013. Who knew all that? Well, you do now.
Well, I'll tell you what, who knew how to pronounce it, because we sure as hell didn't. So, ladies and gentlemen, my apologies for that. We absolutely mullered trying to give you a track description. So basically, the long and short of it, it's affectionately known as Interlagos. It's about 2.7 miles long, and these guys are going to be sending it around there. But we're going to take a quick look. Let's have a bit of a peek here. Let's not. I got the wrong screen up. Hang on, let's try that again. Move that over. And yep, here we go. Try this again. Boom, there we go. You see, that is what we're looking for, ladies and gentlemen. Richard, it's good news. The cameras are off. These guys aren't going to see me having my eyes dart all over the screen. But it does look, again, we've got a couple of people viewing. If you guys want to give us a little bit more info on the audio, it does look like the iRacing audio is maybe a bit low. I'm going to try cranking that sucker up. It looks like you guys are going to get a front row view of that, which is a little irritating, but we'll see. We'll give that a whirl. What's that now? That is 18. As we see a spin there, but give us 1 second here. There we go. Let's have a quick look. All right, so 2 minutes left to qualifying, and unsurprisingly, DJ Alessandrini, he's out in front at the minute with 133.3, absolutely sending it. Vincent Wood right behind him in second with Corey Mitchell. He's there in third. It's good to see him back, albeit heading into the pits. Mark Miller in fourth, and then Russell Elizondo, he's surprising us a little bit today. He's out there in fifth today in that Porsche 911.
Yeah, Russell, looking at the practice, he had a really good practice session. He seems to really like this car here.
Well, it definitely is. The car can make such a huge difference on how well it goes down for you. Myself, I was supposed to drive Spa 24 hours this weekend. Not the real one, sadly enough, but, you know, I didn't end up doing it. I just found it was the Mustang. It was too unstable. Add in wet weather, it was very unstable, and then with the setup as well, honestly, I couldn't control the car, so I ducked out of that one, probably the first time in 4 years that I've not driven Spa 24, so definitely a little bit disappointed there. that car there, I would have rather been in that Chevrolet Corvette. I say that, I've not yet driven it, but it seems to be working well for Troy Banks today. He's currently there in 8th place, about a second behind the leader at this point. Have I got that right? Yeah, about a second behind the leader. So, yeah, definitely having good pace out of that car. Roman Bykoff as well. Now, you guys would remember him from last week. He had an absolutely fantastic race at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Him, Brian Zinn as well, he was in on that action. So, definitely lots of action to look at here. And it's fair to say that, you know, we're going to be in for a bit of a treat here at this Brazilian Grand Prix circuit.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite on the whole iRacing system. Lots of passing opportunities in many corners, not just one. I mean, you've got turn 1 at the end of the straightaway, but that leads up to turns 2 and 3 where you need a great exit. Otherwise, you're bound to be passed going into turn 4. The exit on turn 12 sets up that whole straightaway system, and with new off-track limits there, it's going to make it really interesting on people getting used to and learning how to drive this track properly without incurring a penalty.
Yeah, definitely off tracks is something that you guys have to keep an eye on. I'm just trying to work out the results from last time, and I do believe Chad Sanowski was able to steal second, and then Ryan Otis was in third. I'm just trying to confirm that. I know you are definitely better at reading that, but that is the end of qualifying, so we're going to get rid of a couple of boxes here for you and take a quick look at the grid. So there in first place, we have DJ Alessandrini. No surprises there with Vincent Wood alongside him on the front row in second. Corey Mitchell takes row 2 with Mark Miller alongside him in third and fourth. Russell Elizondo, absolutely fantastic qualifying. He's there on the third row in 5th and 6th. Alongside him is Philip Adams as well. Wesley Price, now we saw a little bit of him last week at Canadian Tire Motorsport. He's there in 7th place with Troy Banks alongside him in 8th.
Then we've got Kelly Greenhoe in 9th, followed by Roman Bykoff in 10th. Mark Bray in 11th, followed by Brian Zinn in 12th. Tyler Reeb is 13th, followed by Sean Giroux in 14th. Christopher Perez is 15th, followed by Aaron Sunday in 16th. Then we have Donald Mensing in 17th. I got this all right, Zippy?
Yeah, how come DJ Alessandrini? That actually looks like it's spelt slightly different. I wonder if he had 2 accounts in there. So as I'm having a quick look, yeah, DJ Alessandrini's in there twice. He must have 2 accounts. Austin Diltz, Morgan Smith, and Ken Kruger all did not take to the start, did not post the time. So I'm fair to say that they are probably not in it at this point. But you know what? That's the grid, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of a smaller grid today, but it's going to be a fun race nonetheless. It actually looks like we're waiting still for DJ to get to the grid. So we'll have there you go. A nice view of the safety car there. And you see there, that's Vincent Wood in the BMW. Yep, there we go. Look at that BMW M4. And there you go. There's the Audi R8 of DJ Alessandrini that we were very familiar with at this point. Richard, I'm going to ask you go and confirm, update the information sheet for me. Make sure I've got the right idea. I believe it was DJ, then Chad Sanowski, and then I believe it was... Oh, no, Paul Slavinik. Obviously, Rena's... There you go. It was DJ Alessandrini last week, Paul Slavinik in second, and then with Chad Sanowski able to get third. I do remember there was a bit of an incident at the end of the last race as well. So definitely a fun event for sure. It's going to be a good one here. Definitely not one of my familiar tracks. I've driven it in the sim, but it is not on the Princess approved list. I've definitely never had a good amount of pace there, and that's not something that I can really make excuses for. If you're not too good at driving it, you've just got to drive it more. Perhaps study telemetry, or what you got to do is talk to some of our sponsors. Obviously, we have the iRacing spotter Druitt. We've got different coaching like Get Good Coaching. We also have another coaching service in there as well. We'll get into that.
Full Speed Sim Coaching's also there, Zippy.
That's the one I'm thinking of. I knew I'd get there. This is why we have a team effort here. Ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize as well. I've actually been out at the racetrack locally here today, basically getting slow cooked throughout the day. I have a very interesting tan line on my torso, which, for lack of better words, I say this is a Brazilian Grand Prix. I also have what appears to be a Brazilian tan on my chest area, which that's a little bit more of a raunchy joke for you, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, that's the boat I'm in right now, and it's fair to say that these guys are definitely not feeling the heat being in the sim at the current stage in time.
this is going to be an interesting one. Watch out for some very hard driving going into turn one here. It's always an interesting turn one with the guys at Apex this. I've seen this race, been involved in this race a few times, and some people are going to try and send it 3 wide. We'll see what happens. We're ready to go, though.
It's definitely going to be a fun race. We're going to try and show you as much of the action as we can. Obviously, there's quite a few cars to get on the screen. And actually, if we have a quick look, total cars, there's definitely a few. I'd say there's probably about 17, 18 cars at this point. We're going to go with 17 cars. And you can see there, Alessandrini, he is hot off the start, already under pressure. That's Corey Mitchell in the Corvette. On the inside, going into turn one, Vincent Wood pushed to the outside. And you see there, Russell Elizondo in the 911 right behind with Mark Miller now on his outside. But Alessandrini is absolutely sending it. Russell Elizondo, he's there on the inside in that Porsche. Absolutely sending it with Mark Miller behind. Definitely a great start by Russell Elizondo.
Yeah, nice to see Russell get off to that hot start. His practice has paid off, and his qualifying efforts put him right up there where he needs to be.
Well, not only that, Brian's in. Oh, as I say that, that's been an accident by Wesley Bryce. He's dropping down through the order. And I was about to say as well, Brian Zinn was doing very well, but he got caught up in that as well. I see a Mustang, Corvette. Oh my gosh, let's try and get a quick replay of that. So here we go. Well, this was a lap one, turn one incident. You see there going into turn one. A little bit of carnage there. Let's try and do that again, but we're going to go back a little bit further. It looked like somebody started from the pits there as well. Give me 1 second here. Let's have a quick review of that one, of the Sean Garou incident at the start. Get a different camera angle on it perhaps as well. We're going to get back to the racing action live very shortly, but let's have a quick look here. As you can see there, they're already 2 wide, 3 wide, jostling for position. And that's Sean Garou. He's in the Mustang, I believe. No, he's in the Corvette there on the middle of the screen. Yeah, the 88 Corvette just gets spun around. That's him. What about Wesley Bryce? Okay, so he's in the 911 here. And you can see there, that's a 23 car. Richard, take it away.
I'd love to, Zuby, but I can't see it, unfortunately.
Okay. Oh, I've just remembered what I've done there. You just see he is over-rotated a little bit. But we're going to get back live with the racing action. Just give me 1 second here. That button. There we go. And we're going to go back to, we'll have a look at Mark Miller and Philip Adams. I just got to do it. I did a little bit of a whoops here, ladies and gentlemen. It helps if I share my screen. I'm sharing the wrong screen for my colleague. That's not very nice of me, is it?
Well, you know, it makes it a little more interesting for me.
How's that?
Oh, that's much better. Thank you.
My apologies, Richard. So many things on happening on the screen at the minute. But as you can see there's a close battle going on right now between Mark Miller and Philip Adams. And as I have a look through, currently the hard charger. Wait a second, we have 2 DJ Alessandrinis running in this race. There is a DJ Alessandrini running in a Lamborghini Huracan. And a DJ Alessandrini running in an Audi R8. So is this the Jekyll versus Hyde maneuver? What is going on there, ladies and gentlemen?
Well, I think he thinks he's so good, he's going to try and average us 2 times and see if he can take a 1-2. Maybe he's trying to be McLaren today. I don't know.
Honestly, I'm getting a much dirtier approach. I'm thinking of somebody, a Larry the Cable Guy joke where he joked about how his sister won first and third in the wet t-shirt contest.
Oh, I can't.
That was too good not to. It's Blue Collar Comedy Tour, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic show. Strongly recommend you watch it. I know I certainly have. Ron White, actually, he's part of that. Comedian from Texas, so these guys will definitely be a fan. And Russell Elizondo, what is he on today? He's dropped back to 14th, having that over rotation earlier, but he just posted the fastest lap just a moment ago with a 1:34.2.
Well, you know, I heard earlier during practice, Corey Mitchell driving the Corvette, commenting upon how Russell Elizondo's Porsche just digs hard out of the corners and just pulls on him. So Russell's using that to all his advantage right now, it looks like.
Well, right now it is Wesley Bryce versus Russell Elizondo, Porsche versus Porsche. And again, we found that these cars, you have to be late on the braking. But we're going to go over to Kelly Greenhoe. He's currently sat in 6th place, rocking that BMW in the M4 with the absolutely, definitely don't want to see it with a hangover paint job. It is very bright, very vibrant, and definitely one of my favorite ones on the track with no surprises there. Roman Bykoff right behind him in the Mustang, and Troy Banks there in the Chevrolet Corvette.
Yeah, long-time Apex This racers, racing hard together. Not surprised to see them together. They're all three of them are going to give it everything they've got. Looks like Roman got himself a nice exit there. See what he can do to Corey going with the draft here, going into turn one.
I gotta admit, that was an absolutely fantastic view. Not to blow my own horn there, as DJ Alessandrini answers back, at least one of them does, with the new fastest lap. That is the lead Alessandrini. That is the 16 car. As you can see there, Kelly Greenhow under some pressure there from Roman Bykov, and absolutely, you know, Bykov can't be too hard on the attack either, because Troy Banks is literally right behind him, as we see there, just 4/10 of a second in it. I'm inclined to say it's probably even a little bit less at this point. Yeah, that's telling me on timing it's less than a second. So again, I'm not quite sure what's happening with that graphic in the middle. I gotta be honest, I may have broke it at some point trying to make a little bit of adjustment. 3 wide there for a second. Troy Banks hung out to dry right on the edge. Oh, that was definitely close.
Yeah, Troy went in hard, went in late, broke a little too late, and the other two just scooted on right on by.
You can see there, Troy Banks, he's going to have a absolutely fantastic view of these cars right now. And we got a little bit of a cockpit view there. Here you go. Oh, and he's going up on the inside there of Kelly Greenhow. At least he's trying. Definitely trying to make a move. Not quite able to get it done at this point, but it is still early on. And I do see we got a couple of people here in the chat. Guys, by all means, talk to us. Let us know what you're thinking. And we will do our very best to follow that at the same time. A lot going on here at Apex This, but you can see there, Troy Banks, he's out. He's under attack. And who's that? I think that's DJ Alessandrini II in that R8.
Yeah, that's Tyler Reeve, actually. He's coming on hard in the... is he driving the Audi, it looks like?
Yeah, Audi R8. There you go. There's the other Alessandrini in the Lamborghini.
That'll be Alessandrini number 2, who's sitting in 10th place. Nice effort coming back from the back, I believe he was to start.
I'm definitely looking forward to interviewing Alessandrini 1 and 2. I'm curious to see who is driving that car, but the closest battle on track right now, that is telling me it's Kelly Greenhow and Roman Bykov. I say that as I look further back, Troy Banks and Tyler Reeve, they're going at it as well. There's Troy Banks. You see Tyler Reeve right behind him and absolutely doing everything he can to get by. DJ Alessandrini the second. Actually, let's have a quick think. Let's think how many different ways we can name the second Alessandrini now. Maybe it's like a stick scenario, you know, some say. We're going to have a little bit of fun with that throughout the broadcast this evening, ladies and gentlemen. And understandably so, you've just given us the bait to have an endless pun of jokes.
Well, you know, well, maybe they're cousins, you know. One's driving the Audi R8, one's driving the Lambo. They're both, you know, pretty close to the same car.
Very, very similar. Obviously, Volkswagen owns Audi, Lamborghini, Porsche, Seat, Skoda. Yeah, it's fair to say these guys have got their hands in a lot of cookie jars, but the emission pot wasn't one of them. Obviously, we all heard about Dieselgate. But let's have a look further up the field. That's Philip Adams and Mark Miller. So Mark Miller's there in the 911 GT3, and that is Philip Adams behind him in the Corvette. And you can see there's a view he is getting. I do want that Corvette looked like it had a slight lick of damage on the front, but I think it was just a little graphical error there. But yeah, definitely having a good race as they're heading down the start-finish straight. Is Philip Adams going to be able to make a move going on the outside in turn 1?
Turn 1 is definitely one of the places you want to make that pass, but if you can't do it on turn 1, more importantly, you want to set yourself up for the exit, because there's a long straightaway coming up here leading into turn 4. And turn 4 is a place you can also make another move.
Well, Richard is definitely a lot more familiar with this track than myself. I'll be honest, right now I've got 11 corners in my mind, and that is Atlantic Motorsport Park. Lucky to be there today. As you see there, Mark Miller using all of that track. I do wonder if he got an incident point there, but actually that's another thought as well. Speaking of incident points, not that I'm trying to give anybody in, but I'm going to have a quick look to see if anyone has used the fast repairs yet. And as I take a quick peek, all of those fast repairs remain untouched at this point, so good news there. We are going to have a little bit of a quick flick back into time, and this is the lap 1 incident. I just want to see what happened with Brian Zinn. So here you see the Corvette there. That is Wesley, I'm trying to remember, Wesley Bryce ahead of him there. We see Wesley Bryce. We know that he locked up, got a little bit of a rotation, and Brian's in, nowhere for him to go. Kelly Greenhow gave him a little bit of a shunt. Nothing he can do. And you see a couple of cars going off in the background as well. Then another Corvette just trying to go, oh my gosh, where do I go? Threads the needle between a few of them. And that is Morgan Smith at the back, actually, in that white and blue Lamborghini. Or is that Austin Diltz? Let's have a quick look, actually. Who is it? That's Morgan Smith. He's back. Morgan Smith and Sean Guru are going to be back at it again. Let's see where they are on the track right now. There's Sean Guru. And sad to say, Morgan Smith is about 10 seconds back. But if I have a look through the field, actually, Roman Bike, oh my lord. We got some action going on here.
Yeah, well, Roman got past Kelly earlier, and now it looks like Kelly just got back over Roman. So this is going to be a good battle. This could go on for laps and laps. Troy Banks is still hanging on behind them, it looks like. And Tyler Reeve followed by DJ Alessandrini the second.
The Master and the Apprentice. We're going to see. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the chat, by all means, give us a few more names of what we can name this second Alessandrini. You know, maybe one's like the genie in the bottle or something, you know. Maybe one's, you know, make a wish. But I don't know. You know, it's definitely a lot of fun. We're going to have the Master and the Apprentice, you know, the Jekyll and the Hyde. Maybe it's the Hulk and Dr. Banner. You know, both of these all feasible concepts at this point. But Roman Bykov, he's in the middle of this battle right now. And it does look like Kelly Greenhoe has been able to pull away that gap to about 0.6 of a second.
Yeah, Kelly's, if he keeps this up, he'll be able to pull and keep Roman off. This draft is pretty powerful here, especially when they're coming up onto that long front straightaway. Kelly's got enough of a lead now, though. I think he should be able to hold Roman off. But Troy looked like he's getting pretty hungry behind Roman. So if Roman doesn't catch up to Kelly soon, Troy's going to be all over him.
Well, you can see they're on board with him right now as Troy Banks is using everything he can. You see these guys, they're going to cut almost into the pit entrance there. You see right there, you know, just trying to get an even tighter line. If anything, a little bit of a wider line. I go even closer to the tire wall as he heads down into turn one, braking from 6th gear, 5th gear, 4th, 3rd, 2nd. And you can see they're using as much of the curb as he can. And he's going to want to try not to push the car too far out wide, heading into turn 2. And then lovely, just unwind the wheel slightly as they head out of turn 3. Quite a fast section as the track. Heading down to turn 4, and it's going to be quite a hard braking area. It is a fast corner, but definitely still one which you need to apply a lot of brake and carry a lot of speed there. He's dropped it all the way down to 3rd gear, and it looks like, yeah, Kelly Greenhoe going a little bit wide on that corner.
Yeah, Kelly went a little wide there, but he's okay. He's got, there's a couple alternate lines to take on that corner, and it doesn't look like he lost much to Roman there, so he's in good shape.
Well, definitely one of the closest battles on track. I also see as well, we're going to tough in very quickly. I say that, you know what, we're going to go on hold because Roman Bykov and Troy Banks, these guys are at it again. I think Roman Bykov is trying to set the record for the most screen time over these last 2 rounds, and it's fair to say he's deserved it. Troy Banks almost able to give a little bit of a spank on the arse there of Roman Bykov. Not quite close enough, more of a little graze at this point, but definitely the Mustang versus the Corvette working hard. Troy Banks, I thought, was going to go into the back of him then. Definitely using all of the real estate available.
Well, Troy's definitely breaking a little later than Roman, and I don't know if that bumper on the Corvette is made out of chrome, but he's looking like he might want to use it soon if he can't get by him.
Well, it's fair to say that the chrome on that bumper is going to be very, very polished at this point. The flame shooting out of the back of that Mustang. And it's fair to say, oh, I got the wrong car. There we go. It's fair to say that Troy Banks is getting very familiar with the back arse of that Mustang. As we have a quick look here, I'm going to try. There we go. Look at that. Look. I'm even getting the buttons right this evening, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on here? But absolutely fantastic battle. But you know what? We are going to skip forward to Mark Miller. Actually, Philip Adams. Sorry, my apologies. He's chasing Mark Miller. Porsche versus Corvette in this scenario, and it's fair to say there is a lot of buttons on that Corvette, and they're pretty colors, so I'm happy. You know, I think very, very vibrant colors, very vibrant dash, you know, my kind of fun. But again, I don't think people choose a race car based on that. You can see they're closing right up to Mark Miller on the in the section of the track, and he's going to try and carry as much speed as possible all the way through. They've got another couple of corners to go before they get to that start-finish straight, and definitely one of the corners I struggled with was this one. You know, it's so hard to carry enough speed, and this one almost flat. Some of these guys may be taking it flat. Richard, you would definitely be able to expand on that a little bit more.
Yeah, you definitely, that corner, as long as you've got the line right, you're taking that flat out leading into corner 12, where you've got to make sure you stay off the brakes. You go on the brakes, you're getting a penalty. So something new for Interlagos for this season, it looks like.
Well, as I say that, these guys are the closest on the track right now. You see there, Mark Miller is having to take a little bit of a defensive line very briefly, but Philip Adams not close enough to make it stick. And I do absolutely love the turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 section of this track because it just leaves you so many opportunities for an over-under. And that turn 1 as well, after such a fast start-finish straight, you know, so many opportunities to get a draft and try and force an issue going into that early section of the track.
Yeah, you've got the elevation change as well. It's a steep drop going through turns 1 and 2, and that can also cause a lot of havoc with the handling.
I've just realized something else as well, ladies and gentlemen. You guys might want that. There you go. Now you got all the results, not just what we're telling you. So let's have a quick little bit of a check-in here. So DJ Alessandrini, he's out there in front. At least one of them is. Corey Mitchell's in second, about 4 seconds back. Vincent Wood is in third, and then we've got the battle there between Mark Miller and Philip Adams. These guys still shaking it up, not quite sure who's going to come out of that one. But as you can see there, the results on the side right now, definitely a few different cars out and about, but currently your hard charger is DJ Alessandrini the second.
Well, it's nice to see DJ having a great race up top and in 9th place. One other thing I'm really nice to see here is that we see Corey Mitchell of Murder Motorsports, affectionately called. He's up in second, having himself a great race, even though he was complaining that the Porsche had more than the Corvette. And also nice to see Vincent Wood up there in the BMW. He's a long-time Apex this racer, and he's had a lot of bad luck. He's a fast racer, but quite often he gets the short end of the stick when it comes to incidents. But he's running hard. He's up in 3rd place.
It's very good as well to see BMW up at the top of the field. I mean, I say that, I have one. I hate it with a passion. It's for sale as soon as I get it to a point where I can sell it, ladies and gentlemen. But actually, most of my day has been commentating on BMWs. Ironically, a very popular choice at the track today. But Mark Miller, again, still under pressure from Philip Adams. But I do have to wonder where pit strategy is part of this race. I say that Brian Zinn just pit on lap 11. We're going to have a quick check-in with him in a second there. But, you know, I do wonder if Philip Adams is perhaps trying to say, okay, you know what? Mark Miller's got good pace. He's doing solid, you know, 134s. Similar pace as the leaders. Not quite. I'd say Alessandrini's gotten beat by about 6 tenths, but he's doing solid 34.7s. 34.5 was his best. You know, that's a good solid pace here in this crowd. And you know what? He could just be trying to save a bit of fuel, especially going down the start finish, to perhaps leapfrog him in the pits.
Well, it's always a good, you know, if you can't pass somebody in on the track, you pass them in the pits. Many different strategies to racing. It's not just about being the fastest. It's also about you got to use your mind.
As I say that now, it looks like Kelly Greenhow is back under pressure from Roman Bykov. Troy Banks right behind him, and then behind him is DJ Alessandrini the second. You see these guys definitely under pressure. Multiple cars involved. It's going to be a 3-4-car incident. Well, it's not going to be an incident. It's going to be a 3-4-car battle. The incident may indeed occur, though. We're going to find out. But you can see there going onto the start-finish straight, and they're almost not quite able to go 2 by 2. Kelly Greenhope, he's been pushed to the outside, and he's going very wide on the outside. Troy Banks is going to go. He's thinking about going on the middle. Thinks better of it, and it's fair to say Troy Banks, well, Roman Bykov sneaks on the inside of turn 1. Troy Banks having a little bit of a sniff as well, not quite able to get it done, but definitely a better exit out of turn 2. And he's got Kelly Greenhow under pressure as Roman Bykov absolutely runs away with it. Richard, if you're talking, I've lost you, buddy.
Well, that's because we had a little technical difficulty on my end finally, Zippy.
You hit that mute button, didn't you? I'm also seeing as well Mark Bray. He's just pit on lap 12. So Brian Zinn and Mark Bray, the first guys to make scheduled pit stops at this point. Christopher Perez pit on lap 2, but he is out of the race. He did not return from the pit. So early retirement for that gentleman there. Donald Mensing, he's out as well. So Brian Zinn, Mark Bray, Donald Mensing, he is actually still running. My apologies there. These guys are out, some of the first guys out in the pit, but Kelly Greenhoe definitely under a lot of pressure right now. A Mustang and a Corvette right behind him. Well, actually, the Mustang's ahead of him. My apologies. Roman got past, and Roman is running away. Already opened up that second to that gap to about 1.2 seconds.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised to see Troy hang back and stay behind Kelly right now. Troy is known for taking the field, being good on field. He's always the last person to pit, so he might just be biding his time, saving a little bit of fuel, and riding behind him.
Well, right now we are on board with DJ Alessandrini the second. You can see there, oh, huge contact there. Definitely a little bit too late on the brake. Let's have another quick look at that. It's going to flag it for me in just a second. And no, he's reset to the pits. DJ Alessandrini the second. Not what he had in mind.
That's unfortunate. He did apologize. I heard him apologizing for that. He obviously just missed his braking marker, it looks like.
It definitely gave Troy Banks a little bit of a shove, but thankfully no damage on that Corvette and the good sportsmanship there. Nice apology, but that puts him in the pits and he's going to have a tow first off. So that's one out of the battle there between Kelly Greenhoe and Troy Banks. But, you know, Troy Banks is still hot on the tail of Kelly Greenhoe. Roman Bykoff's kind of like checked out at this point. He's pulled away a 1.2, 1.3 second gap. But Mark Miller and Phillip Adams, these guys are still going at it as well.
We've had a great race here at Interlagos. It always brings up a lot of excitement. We got Mark Miller here. He's trying to. He's running hard, trying to hold off Phillip Adams. Going down the long straight. The draft doesn't seem to be pulling him as much as you would think, and in the way I was expecting tonight. But that might just be my lack of experience here. I've raced here many times, and I was expecting more people to gain on the front straightaway, and they're just not. We've got them going down now, entering turn 4. Turn 4, you've got to take that. It's a tough apex to hit right, and exit is hard to make. You can easily go off track. Both guys taking great lines, but there's just nowhere for Phillip Adams to get around. Mark Miller's just running a good race, nice lines. Maybe Phillip Adams is saving fuel, or maybe that's all he's got. We'll guess we'll see later on the second half of this race.
Well, definitely a lot to think about, and we're going to see how the pit strategy works out for these two guys. As I just see Russell Elizondo, he's done a pit stop as well. Tyler Reeb has pit as well. These guys will be scheduled pit stops, so good news for them. I'll be interested to see what Mark Miller and Phillip Adams do at this point. As I see Troy Banks, he is close again on the back of Kelly Greenhoe.
These two have been battling all evening long. It's great to see. I hope to see this all the way through to the end if this keeps up.
Well, I think at the last race, we did have a little bit of an issue with fuel in the cars. A few of the guys ran a little bit short. Ken Kruger actually lost the position at the line. That Ferrari of his spluttered across the line. Somebody able to sneak in and steal that one right away at the end. But definitely a lot of good action happening here today at Interlagos. As I see there, Mark Miller, again, he's still battling. And there you go, Kelly Greenhoe's gone in the pits. A little bit of a late send. And we'll be interested to see. So Kelly Greenhoe ahead of Troy Banks at the pit stop. But is Troy Banks going to be able to leapfrog him now that he's clear of the car?
Well, yeah, Troy definitely looked like he had the pace, but he couldn't get by Kelly. We'll see. Be interesting to see when Troy comes in. You'll know. I just know it'll be on the very last spot possible.
Well, that's definitely the same pit strategy that I've always chosen to do. But don't get me wrong, sometimes you'll pit early just to try and, you know, stop the guy behind you getting the draft. And that is, oh no. Oh no. I'm seeing a notification here for Roman Bykoff. So let's see if the Mustang has done what Mustangs do. You see there, a little bit of a wiggle there. Is he going to over-rotate? It's definitely easily done. Myself, not a fan of the Mustang. And yeah, that's an over-rotation, ladies and gentlemen. You see there, Kelly Greenhoe and Troy Banks both able to get around him. And wicked burnout, but definitely not what he had in mind. Wesley Bryce able to sneak by as well. Definitely not the result that Roman Bykoff was looking for, but a very, very clean, respectful rejoin. I say that, nobody around him at that point. An unfortunate end to a good race here by Roman Bykoff.
That's too bad to see. Roman was having a good run. The Mustang just bit him. Same thing it's done to me whenever I've tried to drive it.
I've kind of given up trying to drive that car at this point. I think the Corvette's going to be the next one for me. Actually, there is a GT3 series I'm going to be looking forward to taking part in as well. Richard, maybe me and you can team up on that, because by doing that, it'd be more to make sure that I actually get in the car and drive. Let's be real, I've not been the best at getting some seat time at the minute, both in real life and on the track. But Phillip Adams, he seems to be having a lot of fun in the cockpit right now. I say that, I got the wrong car. There we go. That's the one I'm aiming for. Philip Adams, there you go. Corvette versus Porsche, and you can see there as well, absolutely able to keep the pressure onto Mark Miller. Definitely trying hard, working hard. That's the camera I was looking for. Oh, so close.
Philip Adams has been following Mark for many laps now, and much like the Troy Banks, Kelly Greenhow, Roman Bykov, he's just not able to get by him. But like I said, maybe he's saving fuel.
I may have hit the wrong button just then. There you go. That's what I was trying to do. I wanted to hit the chopper cam, but I did it on the wrong car. My apologies for that. And I've done it again. We were joking before the stream about me apologizing too much on stream. Well, I'm not going to apologize for it this time, guys. It is what it is, but we are going to try a button that I've not played with yet today. Oh, yeah.
Well,
that worked out pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with that. Yep, that's some good action right there. Not that I'm biased, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely not that I'm biased, but absolutely fantastic camera work here. Yep, I'm sorry. I've done it again. I'm blowing my own horn and apologizing for it. Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, I'm good. Oh. Nobody expected that, Sippy.
Yeah, me neither.
Hey, I just noticed something, Sippy. I don't see yet Big Dog Kruger tonight. That's too bad. He's a regular and also the league admin and one of the founders.
Well, you say that. I see a lot of action happening back here. It starts at Sean Garou. I say that Tyler Reeb is mainly the guy at the head of that, and he is having a battle there with Brian Zinn. Chevrolet Corvette versus Audi R8, and Aaron Sunday was in on the action as well. Not somebody who I've got to mention too much yet, but absolutely loving the paint job as he brings it in. It looks kind of like a SpongeBob paint job, but I'm not too sure from this point. But he's going in the pit, so he's out of that battle for now. Brian's in there. We saw him have that incident on lap 1. Nothing he could really do. Just trying to avoid Wesley Price earlier. That 911 having a little bit of that notorious oversteer. Not quite as bad as the Mustang, but Russell Elizondo as well. He's trying to make it a smooth recovery. And as I have a quick look as well, fast repairs. So Brian Zinn is currently sitting in 10th place. So is Tyler Reeb. He's there in 11th. These guys are the fastest people that have used the fast repairs at this point. And I'm just also seeing that DJ Alessandrini, he is just gone in the pits. Your race leader, ladies and gentlemen, is telling me he's in the pits.
Is that Alessandrini the first or the second?
The first one. And I'm on the wrong camera. There we go. Super, as you're watching the replay on that one, ladies and gentlemen, my apologies, but that just means that good news for Corey Mitchell. He is there leading the race. Now, Richard, I know you're probably going to be a bit more familiar with me on this one, but does that mean he gets a bonus point for leading the race at one point?
You know, they used to do that. I'm not sure if they still do in Apex this. I'll have to look that up.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I drop him in the hot seat and feed him to the wolves on that one, but you guys are generally pretty friendly. So Corey Mitchell, he is out in front. Philip Adams, he's still yet to pit, but he was having a brilliant battle earlier with Mark Miller. Mark Miller currently sat back in 6th. He's just leaving the pits now, so it'd be interesting to keep an eye on these guys. As I say that, Brian Zinn and Tyler Reeb, they are going hard at it. Corvette versus Audi. We're going to go on board there with Tyler Reeb. This is a view he's got as he's really working that steering wheel, asking that R8 for as much grip as possible as they head down out of turn 3 and head down towards 4.
Here we go. Turn 4 is always the interesting corner. It's either a make it or break it place. You've got to take that apex right, so you've got the exit speed leading up to turn 5.
You see there using as much of the track as possible. Actually, it's not been that unstable going up over the curbing. Obviously, some tracks you find at the curb, especially if it's a sausage curb, I'm thinking like Monza is probably the best example of a sausage curb. If you get too aggressive on that surface, it will spin the car out, but certainly not something that we've seen too much of today. But Tyler Reeb in that 19 Audi R8, he is definitely keeping the pressure on. Brian Zinn having to work very hard, and actually currently the hard charger is Philip Adams up in first position now. Corey Mitchell, yeah, he's in the pits. That makes sense. But Philip Adams, he's out still running and potentially going to lead a lap. Ooh. Action.
Well, we got Russell Elizondo here having a good close battle, it looks like.
Yep, with Mark Bray. So Mustang versus Porsche. So unstable versus sometimes unstable there, but it's fair to see these guys. And Russell Elizondo, he's having an absolutely fantastic race, just getting a little bit unlucky at some points.
It's nice to see Mark Bray out there battling with Russell. They've battled a lot over the years, and here it looks like we've got another one going on. Now, just to further that on, Corey Mitchell, from my understanding, does not get a bonus point for leading that lap. Looks like they did away with that a couple of seasons back.
Well, a little bit unfortunate for Corey, but I gotta say, absolutely loving the paint job as he's there. That must have been one of the back markers there. I will try and get a quick eye on that. It's one of the Mustangs. Is that Donald Mensing? Yeah, that's Donald Mensing there. He's having a good drive so far. I gotta say, I like the paint job. It's kind of like a little bit of Red Bull, but without being Red Bull. And it's fair to say, I'm not a Red Bull fan. Sorry. I've done it again. I've done it again. I apologize.
Oh, there you go. You don't have to be a Red Bull fan. You don't need Red Bull, Zippy. I'd hate to see if you were wired on it.
Yeah, no, that probably wouldn't end well. But you know what? This is something I am really hoping is going to get hot. It is Sean Garou versus Morgan Smith. Definitely one of my favorite action from round one. And Morgan Smith is hot on the heels of Sean Garou. Just 0.3 of a second in it. And these guys are definitely going to have a good, clean, fun battle, and hopefully a little bit spicy as well. But as we have a quick look there, let's take a look. That's the view behind Sean Garou. As you see there, Morgan Smith almost lunging towards him, trying to take a bite out of that Corvette. Put a nose in very briefly, but not quite able to get it done. Oh, contact!
That Lambo was getting hungry, and it looks like it just ate it.
Oh dear, I think he got away without damage there. Definitely gave him a little bit of a nudge. Let me just try and see. Let's have a better look at that. That's the view I'm looking for. Yeah, I think he's managed to get away with that. I don't know about you, Richard, but I'd say that Lamborghini appears to be spotless.
Well, I wouldn't call it spotless, but it looks like he's survived with minimal damage at worst.
Definitely, so that is not the end of that battle for sure. So that's good news there, as my overlay has broken. There we go. Interesting stuff, but Sean Garou able to hold on right now. This is the closest battle happening on track. I say that. Brian Zinn and Tyler Reber going, but we got a new battle commencing. Vincent Wood, he is now under pressure from Phillip Adams. Phillip Adams just can't catch a break at this point. He's always got somebody in his way, but yet to pit is... No, actually, Phillip Adams pit on lap 20. So he was racing Mark Miller before, and it's fair to say he has managed to leapfrog about 5 seconds through the pit window.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he did that great or somebody else had an incident in the pits, but it's nice to see the battles taking shape late in this race.
Well, definitely looking for some good action here. Just down to under 0.3 of a second now. Phillip Adams is going to be keen. Vincent Wood definitely under some pressure there. Here's the view live on board in that Chevrolet Corvette. Actually, I got to see a really cool one today. It's about 50 years older, but it was absolutely phenomenal. And Phillip Adams there using quite a lot of the track surface. I wonder if maybe a little bit too much. Actually, can we see incident points? No, I can't see incident points in timing because there is no way I'm believing that everybody in this session has got 0 incidents. I'm not buying that. So we're not privy to that information, I tell you, ladies and gentlemen. But it's fair to say that Vincent Wood is under pressure. Phillip Adams is having an absolutely fantastic race so far. Really quick, clean drive, and he's currently up 2 positions as it stands.
He's having himself a really, really good run. Strong every time we've seen him on screen. Vincent Wood's going to have his hands full holding him off, but hey, he's sitting where he's sitting. He's sitting in 3rd right now, and he doesn't want to give up that podium.
Well, definitely not. But as I have a look now, it looks like Russell Elizondo, Roman Bykoff, and Mark Bray are going to get in on the action. This is going to be a freeway fight. 2 Mustangs and a Porsche. This could get interesting, to be fair. We've seen the Mustang definitely having some issues with over-rotation. The Porsche as well, but that was more in the early stages of the race when there was cold tires. So it'll be interesting to see how the car handles. Russell Elizondo, he's got to be... I'd say my most improved driver of the day. You know, I've seen absolutely phenomenal pace out of him today. He's been keeping it pretty clean, pretty consistent. Did have that one incident, but you know what? It was pretty unfortunate. You know, I think he could get the better of anybody in that scenario. But we're going to go back very quickly to Vincent Wood because Phillip Adams has closed that gap down to about I don't know, 0.3 of a second at this point.
Yeah, and he went a little wide, probably took an off track there, but hey, take that 1X, gain the speed. You need that speed to keep hanging on to him.
Oh, he's definitely under pressure there, and I do think Phillip Adams is going to be looking forward to that start-finish straight, potentially able to try and make a move going down there into turn 1, but they're not there yet. He's still got to try and stay on the back of that BMW as close as he can, carry as much exit speed, and you see there, that was Corey Mitchell ahead of him. Corey Mitchell was about 3 seconds ahead of this battle there, so you can see there. Oh, wrong button. There we go. And I'm not apologizing. Not doing it. You see there at the back of your screen, you can see there Vincent Wood coming through. Phillip Adams right behind him. So Corey Mitchell not yet really got to worry about these guys. I say that. The gap is around 3 seconds between Corey and the third place battle.
Yeah, it's coming up to 4 laps to go, it looks like. So if they want to get up there, they're going to have to get a move on now. And it's a matter of, do you want a third or do you want to have a chance at second?
Well, it looks like these guys are going to be going, and that is definitely a defensive move there by Vincent Wood, and he holds onto the inside. Not really anywhere for Phillip Adams to do, but he's able to get a tighter line out of 2. You can see there, look at the closing speed. He's got an absolutely fantastic exit, but just pushes a little bit wide out of 3. Vincent Wood hugging the inside. Great defensive driving there from the number 47.
Vincent Wood's been around the race game a long time. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to hold off people when he needs to. Phillip Adams is really trying hard, but Vincent Wood's doing a great job of defensive driving. These two are having a great battle. They're holding on. Only one can get third, and we'll find out in 4 laps here or less who's going to get it.
Well, definitely the podium spot is the one that you want to get. Don't get me wrong, 4th is still a great achievement in this field, but I am seeing that Troy Banks has retired. I'm not sure why, though. It just says he pit on lap 17 and he never reappeared again. So that's a little bit of a shame there. I do wonder if he's had to disappear somewhere. He was having a great battle earlier with Kelly Greenhoe. So Kelly Greenhoe definitely getting a bit of a freebie there in that one. Mark Miller and Phillip Adams. Phillip Adams able to make the most use of that pit strategy, and that has pushed him up, having his battle here as they both go pretty wide out of that corner, trying to carry as much speed as they can, heading down the start finish.
Well, I'm not sure how wide they went there, but I'm guessing they have a few 1Xs left to give, and they're using all of it trying to hold their position or gain a position here. That's that's third place they're going for, and neither one. Oh, here we go. He's putting it up inside. Oh,
dear.
No. Phillip Adams went inside, and looks like he got in contact with Vincent Wood, and Vincent Wood went a little sideways.
I gotta be honest, as I watched that would be the kind of incident where I'm just thinking of lap 1 today at the where were they today? Hungarian Grand Prix. I'm thinking in the move that Verstappen did where he made a move off the track. I'm kind of give me your review as a stewarding point of view on this one here, Richard. What are you thinking of this?
Well, I was expecting this incident sometime during the race, and it looks like Phillip just went for a late move, and I don't know if it was there, to be honest with you.
I gotta be honest, I'm inclined to agree with you on that one. I wouldn't say that was a clean pass, so sorry, Phillip. But you know the best thing about that, ladies and gentlemen? We get to watch the admin post up memes about the penalty points. I'm looking forward to that at this point.
Yeah, Kent's brought the memes back for this season, and they're being well received.
Honestly, I didn't drive with Apex this for a very long time. I literally hung around just for the memes. Oh, dear.
Russell Elizondo sitting in 9th. He's still doing a good job. He's holding off Roman Bykoff, Mark Bray behind him. Roman's only about 3/10 back, though, so we'll see if Roman's got enough to catch him before this race is over in another 2 laps.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have his work cut out. He's much, much later on the brakes there than Russell Elizondo, which is quite surprising. The Porsche generally very strong on the brakes, but that Mustang absolutely slamming those anchors on. It's like he full-on had the full-on boat anchor effect and almost yawing that car around the corner. And you see there, lots of little corrections there from Bykoff. Absolutely using all of the track, all of the controller that he's got available at his fingertips, and definitely having a very, very good drive here today in this Mustang.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to see Roman so late on the brakes, even though he's not driving the Porsche. That's Roman's driving style. He's gonna drive in hard into the corners. He's gonna force you to make a mistake, or try and at least make you make a mistake. And he's doing all he can, but Russell's holding off.
Well, I say that for now. I can see another passing opportunity happening in turn one. This is the view right now from the back of Russell Elizondo's car. That 911 is a face full of Mustang. I gotta admit, I do like the orange, I guess, daytime running lights, you could call them, in the front of that Mustang. But is he going to go on the inside or the outside? It looks like Elizondo has decided to go on the inside line. It's going to be a disadvantage going into turn two. Can Bykov hook it in and under? Little bit of a slide and a little bit of contact there. Getting very, very close, but thankfully turned out much, much smoother than the incident between Phillip Adams and Vincent Wood we saw just one lap ago.
Yeah, Roman kept it really clean there. I don't know whether he tapped Russell or Russell just had a little slide, but they made position, but that let Mark Bray close up the gap a little bit.
It did, but we've got to apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. This one is on purpose. DJ Alessandrini, he's getting ready to take the checkered flag, and it's fair to say he's had an absolutely runaway race today in that Audi R8, and had a good race in the Lamborghini as well. We see there, Alessandrini, he's got in first. Corey Mitchell, it's fair to say he moved up one spot. Not too adventurous for him today. He's there in second as he goes and crosses the line. Phillip Adams, he's there in third. Definitely a little bit of a shimmer holding, shimmering over that third place position. Interesting battle with him and Vincent Wood right behind him. Mark Miller's coming up there in fifth. Kelly Greenhoe, these guys are a little bit further back. He's going to be in sixth position. But you know what? We're going to leave those guys be for the minute because Russell Elizondo and Roman Bykov are still going at it. And they're heading into the final parts of the track.
Roman's giving it everything he's got, and I don't think he's going to have enough time here. The start-finish line's near the end of the straightaway, but Russell's driving defensive. It's going to be close.
Oh, photo finish. Mark Bray had the best seat in the house for that. What a fantastic drive there for Elizondo and Bykov. And, wow, that's probably one of my favorite battles going today, actually.
I mean, they both had incidents early, but it's nice to see them have a good battle at the end to finish off the race strong.
As we say that, Morgan Smith, he's there coming across the line right now, able to get the better of Sean Garou in the end. And then Aaron Sunday, he's going to be the next one behind. He's already hit the checkered. Let's check in with Donald Mensing. Let's see, the Road Ranger. There you go. Now, that is one way of describing a Mustang. Whereabouts is he? Yeah, he's took the checkered as well. So there's still a couple of people still fighting. It looks like Brian Zinn is going at it. Actually, I don't think these guys have took checkered. According to timing and scoring, they haven't, but I'm inclined to disagree.
Yeah, I think they're one lap down, and I think they're just driving her back to the pits now.
There you go. Now it's updated saying they took checkered. So what an absolutely fantastic race, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic race, but we're going to go over the race results. I do wonder if they're going to show up right this time round. My apologies. Damn it! We should have got a pool going. We should have definitely got a pool going.
I wonder what the over-under is, Zippy.
Give me 1 second here. I'm just trying to get something set up here, but here is your life. Oh dear, I really broke it now. All right, that went wrong. Let's try this again. All right, we're going to just restart that, I think. I broke that. I love how it just pops up in the middle of the screen, but we're going to get that to that in just a moment there, ladies and gentlemen. Not too much happening on the track now, but what an absolutely fantastic race. Richard, while I deal with the background stuff, why don't you tell us a little about some of the highlights we saw today?
Yeah, we definitely saw some good action. Well, the one highlight had to be the two DJ Alessandrinis racing today. Surprised both of us in the booth, and but one DJ won the race and the other moved up hard until his unfortunate incident about halfway through, and where he dropped out. Vincent Wood had a great battle going for a long time. He finished fourth, his battle with Phillip Adams. Corey Mitchell had a rather uninteresting race for Corey Mitchell standards, but he got second, and a second place finish is always good, and I'd rather have a second without having to battle too hard than not. I mean, second is second. Mark Bray, nice racing finish with Russell Elizondo and Roman Bykoff. Brian Zinn battled back hard after the early incident where he was spun around there, come up 8th. Wesley Price had some good battles going on as well. So all across the field, we saw a lot of good battles all race long. Interlagos never fails to disappoint.
Well, definitely a fun track for Hister here to spectate. Definitely not on my Princess approved list, but that's okay. They can't all be on that list. But DJ Alessandrini, at least one of them was your race winner. I'd say that's probably the this side of the matrix, Alessandrini. Let's say he was there in first, and the only reason I'm going with that is because it was that brightly colored Audi R8. Corey Mitchell in second, Philip Adams in third. I'm interested to see what the stewards think of that move. Definitely a bit of a late send there, in my opinion, by Philip Adams, taking out Vincent Wood, who's pushed down into 4th place. Mark Miller, he was caught out in the pit strategy. He came 5th with Kelly Greenhow in 6th. Wesley Bryce, he had that lap 1 over rotation heading out of, I'd say, turn 3, maybe turn 4 in 7th. Brian Zinn, he also got caught up in that in 8th. Russell Elizondo in 9th, and then Roman Bykoff in 10th.
Yeah, it's nice to see with those 3 guys. They all had early incidents, but they all still managed to finish the top 10, so never give up. In 11th, we had Mark Bray, followed in 12th by Tyler Reeb. Number 13th place, lucky 13th for Morgan Smith. Sean Giroux was 14th. Aaron Sunday, 15th.
Oops, my bad.
That's okay, Zippy.
Sorry, I accidentally clicked that. I do apologize. Yeah, no, I broke it.
That's okay. I've got some more results here. So
there we go. My bad. Carry on, sir.
We had Donald Mensing was in 16th, followed by Troy Banks with his early departure. These are the people who did not finish first. Troy Banks in 17th. DJ Alessandrini,
the second,
18th. The second. I'm just looking. I'm wondering if the spelling's a little different with the second letter.
I think it's an I instead of an L. But so we know it's the same account. You know, what's the odds of there being 2 DJ Alessandrinis?
Not very much. Followed by Christopher Perez in 19th and Austin Diltz in 20th.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have a quick look in the Discord to see if we got anybody hanging around for an interview. I did give these guys a little bit of stick, and it's fair to say they haven't shown up. So, guys, if you're watching the broadcast, first off, thank you very much. Strongly appreciate it. Secondly, get your rear ends in this Discord when you're racing. If you do that, me and Richard are happily going to interview you while you're driving and getting some live onboard action there. Maybe you can even walk us through a lap, tell us a little bit about the car. And if not, the podium finish. You know, we want to interview you guys on the podium, but we're going to flick it over right now. We're going to go back to the cameras. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. You got to deal with my mug and also the much more seasoned image there of Richard Swindells. Now, it's going to be a absolutely fantastic championship so far. DJ Alessandrini basically wins every time he shows up, but definitely a few people missing today. It'll be interesting to see how the points work out. Obviously, Chad Sanowski, he wasn't here today either, and we didn't see Daniel McKelvey as well.
Yeah, some key racers missing tonight, but there are some drop weeks available, so hopefully that's just part of their scheduled season.
Well, one thing we should do is mention our sponsors. We would have seen these guys having a little bit of... Actually, I've lost my sponsors. My whole sponsor section has disappeared. How did I do that?
Well, I heard they paid the bills, so we got to get them up there, Zippy.
Yeah, like I literally lost my whole... Oh, that's because I'm reading the wrong damn script. Good job. It's going great today, ladies and gentlemen.
I think you got a little baked in the sun today, Zippy.
Oh, I did. If you guys can see, this is definitely... I claim it is the bikini print, but in a different area, so definitely a little bit of entertainment there for you guys. I promise I'm not trying to flash.
You really don't want to see it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, full of jokes today. But our first sponsor today is Apex Sim Racing for immersive racing gear. They carry Cube Controls, Momo, Moser Racing. That's actually one of the newer brands in the sim racing market, doing very well. Sim Magic, OBP Motorsport, OMP. They do legit race car stuff as well. Rich DPC and the Apex Sim Racing brands.
Then we have Full Speed Sim Coaching, where your personal coach will make you a better sim racer. Blake's mission is for you to get a better understanding of sim racing fundamentals to take you to the next level. Using visual guidance and telemetry analysis, he caters to novice and intermediate racers using iRacing and Assetto Corsa.
Well, then, not only that, if that doesn't work for you, we've got Get Good Racing. That is one-on-one coaching or a self-directed course. So he's more interested in kind of teaching you the tools to do it, and he has what you have to improve your racing skills. Or, at least, in some cases, I need to learn the track. But anyway, he is a 5K iRating driver, and he's one of the top 1% of the iRacing drivers. Don't get me wrong, if he's on the income, maybe he wouldn't be doing the coaching, but that's okay. We can all aspire to that. Anyway, in the end, his goal is to make you understand how you can self-coach yourself in the long run, giving you all the tools and making sure you can use them.
And finally tonight, our last sponsor, Race Smarter with DRE. The digital race engineer is a premium spotter and crew chief with many additional benefits, built exclusively for iRacing. The best iRacing spotter, perfect for VR users. It monitors your racing context and alerts you. It's the crew chief iRacing needs. Use your voice or buttons to control over 400 commands. Get vital feedback from over 50 voice alerts. Nothing to look at, be distracted by, audio-only communication.
Well, there's definitely some good sponsors there. I also understand that Kent Kruger is out. He has got the big basket out on the end of a stick, and he needs some donations, ladies and gentlemen. Apex this is run entirely on donations. So if you got to spare a little bit of change, if you're feeling a little bit more flush, by all means, send it Kent's way. If not, by all means, send it a way that makes you happy. I don't mind, but definitely help keep funding this league. It's been great to commentate on it. Certainly, I've enjoyed myself this evening. Richard, how about yourself?
Yeah, it's been fabulous, and I've heard rumors the stewards take bribes too, and all that money goes back to help out the league and help out the stewards for dealing with the league. So tonight's race is fabulous. I love Interlagos. I know you don't, but you're a princess and I'm not. The guys put on a great show, fabulous racing, couple of incidents, but for the most part, a clean race, good hard racing, great fun, and I look forward to seeing more of this the rest of the season.
Absolutely, me too, Richard. But for me, I think my most improved driver has got to be, last week, Roman Bykov, he really upped his ante. And this week, for me, Russell Elizondo, he was just on it. Maybe Interlagos is one of his favorite tracks. But you know what? We're going to go back to the schedule very quickly just to remind you guys where we've been and where we're going. So we started around out at Watkins Glen, onto Algarve, down at the ring, Daytona, then CTMP, and then this was round 6. So you're about halfway through at Interlagos. But coming next, it's going to be definitely not a Princess approved track, I'm sorry to say, but we're going to be at Fuji for next week, followed by Road America. Now that is a track that I'm a fan of. I'm looking very much forward to that. Barcelona for round 9, Imola. Now that's a good track. That's at round 10, followed by VIR, the roller coaster itself, and the hometown favorite of Circuit of the Americas. But ladies and gentlemen, my name is Daniel Zippy Salmon. Joining me in the booth today was Richard Swindells. Thank you very much for joining me, Richard. And you've been here watching Apex this live on Pit Road Sim Racing. Pit Road Productions. Bugger it.
You don't even know your own name.
Oh,
it's
well,
been a pleasure, folks.
One of my sponsors today was, it sounded very similar. And then I've been doing that all day. Yeah, I definitely caught the sun too much. You know what? This is, if one of you guys feels the urge to go and make a blooper reel, I will not hold it against you. By all means, send me a copy of it. I'm down for it. But before we go as well, I want to give you guys a little bit of a joke. It's semi-clean. It's clean enough for a broadcast. So
No.
and you get to watch Richard's reaction as well. So, you guys know I'm a single man, It is what it is. Blind, drunk, or desperate. Any combination of the three, they might say yes. So, I went out on a date the other day. They came, they picked me up. We go out, we go have a meal in the pub. We're watching my buddy perform. And it was great. They're into the same things that I'm into. They paid for my meal. They enjoyed the music. They were a good driver. Get back, have a little bit of fun. It was absolutely fantastic. And, the beauty of it is this is what happens when you date yourself.
Oh.
That wasn't the reaction I was going for. But you know what? I know one person who will find that funny. Corey Mitchell, I'm counting on you. Make my day, even for just a sympathy vote. But ladies and gentlemen, on that very twisted, slightly cynical note, thank you very much for tuning in. And we're going to see you next week here on Pit Road Productions at Fuji International Speedway. I lost my button again. There we go.
Yeah, it's playing. I think I hear it. Let me just turn up the volume on it. Yeah, it's playing now. Yeah, it's playing. Yeah, it's playing fine. It's playing on YouTube, and that's what matters. You know what? You caught me off guard with the punchline. I was expecting something much dirtier. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, maybe I'll clean the lens. Maybe when it fell off the thing, it caught. I only picked it up off the ground tonight, so I'll take a look. Okay, I'll take a look. Oh, we're still on. Our audio is still on the YouTube, eh? Yep.